Lesson plan. Please raise your hand. Anyone who is using any game elements in during the class? So now we are on a digital mode, and whereas most of the teachers are tension about the students, why our student is not attention in the class, why our student are not properly answered that the questions, and why are the student was not complete their homeworks. It's all about the engagement, it's all about the interest, it's all about the how the student take the lesson. So if we create our lesson in that mode where the lesson is more interesting and more creative, so automatically students are connect with their lessons. So first of all, we are discuss about what is the gamification. Then we discuss about how to add some games or game elements in there in your lesson plans. First of all, what is gamification? Gamification is it's involved to integrating game design elements like leaderboard, badge, and more type of elements to add in non-gaming context or non-game context. The meaning of the non-game context is there is no game involved on that type of environment. So we add some game design elements on that environment, like as education, like as any business mode, like as any session where the game is not possible to play with any type of person. So that means we add some points, batches, leaderboards, and narratives into their environment to motivate student or the person to enhance their experience. So in education mode, if we add some points, batches, leaderboards, some types of engagement tools in the lesson plan to motivate students in their learning, like if we are showing some picture in the class with, with the student, and the student take not seriously on that picture, so we create a leaderboard. If the student are active and he or she answered that the question, so take some batches to give some points or some type of numbers for their resulting, then he is more engaged about this type of questions, this type of lesson plans. And what is the benefit of the gamification? Gamification is not a new terminology. It's on that time it's popping up. That's why we are more engaging with gamification. It is used in previous time also. Some teachers are using in the classrooms, making some TLM like more attractive with game elements. That's why it is not a new topic. But we don't know how to add any game elements in lesson plan. That's why we are wondering about the how to gamified method is in use our lesson plans. First of all, we know about what is gamification. Gamification is a type of learning where student engaged, motivate, and increase their achievements with rewards and challenges. आप लोगों ने जो देखा होगा कि किसी भी जो वो बड़ा बिजनेस होता है उसमें बहुत तरीके के टास्क दिए जाते हैं, टारगेट्स दिए जाते हैं. वो टारगेट जब आपके सामने उस व्यक्ति के सामने होते हैं और वो उसे अचीव कर लेता है तो उसे कुछ रिवॉर्ड दिया जाता है, और अगर वो अचीव नहीं कर पाता है तो उसे कुछ और चैलेंजेस दिए जाते हैं। तो वो क्या करता है, उस टारगेट्स को पूरा करने के लिए बार बार इंगेज होता रहता है या मोटिवेट होता रहता है। तो इसी तरीके से हम अपनी लर्निंग में या अपने लेसन प्लान में भी इन चीजों को ऐड कर सकते हैं। जैसे कि देखिए, गेमिफिकेशन के जो मेन तो चार ही मेन मोटिव जो चार ही टाइप के हैं। फर्स्ट है व्हाट इज द गेम एलिमेंट्स, व्हाट इज द यूजर टाइप, द थर्ड वन इज हाउ टू मोटिवेट, एंड द what which type of reward we give it. So first of all, we know about what game is suitable for the student. If you are in the class 1, 2 or 3 or 4, so you create any puzzle type of game and ask to a student to answer that who is in the puzzle or to make the puzzle or all that things. If students are highly motivated with that type of game, so students are every time engaged with that type of puzzle and create that type of pictures. But if you doing that type of game in the class 9th, 10th or 8th class, so I think students are not more engaged. So we are decide which type of game used in which type of class. हमको किस क्लास में किस प्रकार का गेम यूज करना है, हमको ये भी पता होना चाहिए। और ये गेम जो है कोई ऐसा गेम नहीं है जो बच्चों को नहीं आता हो और इसके लिए टीचर को बहुत मेहनत करनी पड़े। गेम ऐसे होने चाहिए जो बहुत अच्छे से एक्सेस हो सके और बच्चे बहुत अच्छे से खेल सकें। हम अगर ऑनलाइन मोड में कोई गेम करा रहे हैं तो बहुत सारे आप लोगों ने नाम सुने होंगे, क्विजलेट, क्विजीज और वर्ड क्लाउड, क्लाउड आर्ट, बहुत सारे ऐसे मिनी गेमिफिकेशन टूल्स हैं जो बच्चों की जो वर्ड्स हैं उनको बहुत आसानी से एक्सप्रेस करवा पाते हैं, जो टीचर एट अ टाइम नहीं करवा पाता है, क्योंकि टीचर एक टाइम पे एक ही प्रकार की चीजें बच्चों में देखने की कोशिश करता है। वहीं अब जो ये गेम्स हैं वो बच्चों की क्रिटिकल थिंकिंग, बच्चों के वर्ड फ्लुएंसी, उनकी वोकैब, बाकी सारी चीजों को भी आसानी से एक्सप्लोर कर सकता है। इसलिए भी हमें गेम एलिमेंट्स को ऐड करना चाहिए। अब यूजर टाइप क्या है? अगर यूजर टाइप की बात करें तो क्लास में वेरियस टाइप ऑफ स्टूडेंट्स होते हैं। कुछ ऐसे स्टूडेंट्स होते हैं जो हाईली इंगेज्ड और गॉड गिफ्टेड
Excuse me,
टाइप के होते हैं।
sorry for disturbing. Please explain in English, sir. One past participant has messaged us in chat box. So,
ओके 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 So when you so what type of users you have, or what type of a student you have in the class? It's a highly motivated, it's a highly God gifted child, or average, below average type of a student you have. So you create that type of game which is engaged all type of student. I share, if you go the website of Quizlet, go the website of Duolingo, go the website of Sweepy, all the types of websites, they created very easy and very simple game, which is more critical, which is more critic our students more explore their achievements easily. And when the type of reward we given the student, like points means is not a 10 point, 20 point or 30 point. It's type of token money type. Like if you complete this activity we get 10 points, if you complete that activity we get 10 points, and if you complete whole type of activity we get 100 points, and 100 points give us some batches. And after collect the 10 or 15 batches, you give a type of any trophies, or after you collect the trophies, then you give a big achievement. After that, you give a gift, or it's not a money, it's a type of any relaxation, like you are wearing the your own dresses in the classroom one day, or you are the monitor of the class on that day. That type of activities to in your to add your lesson plan, then student easily engage the class. And what is the motivation, like if you uh, teach the class 8 student social science or Hindi or English, you see the highly 10 or 20% student are highly engaged in that class, and all that 20 or 24 students or 30 students is bored about that the class. Why that is? Because all the students are not like the books, like reading mode, or like the uh, storytelling mode. So is student want to some engagement, student want to some activities. So you can add the gamification mode, or you can add the game element. The student are easily engaged at the class. And then core game elements in education. In education, we are used four types of core elements, like points. First of all, points. Points is the awarding point for completing task and achieving milestone at a sense of accomplishment and track process. It's like a track process. A student when complete the first activity, where they go, all the class, where is it, after the completing the second or third activity, where the class is it. And it's also like a badge also, digital badge. If you are go through the online classes, you are using digital badge or digital emojis also. If students are highly active in the activities and complete that activity, you give a smiley, happy smiley. If you think students are not completely active in that class, in that activity, so you give the simple good, or normally a simple emoji. Or you are using some specific type of batches, like a king, queen, and demonstrative. If you use any social science of lesson plan, you are using like any state, like Uttar Pradesh, Tamil Nadu, Karnataka, Kerala type of batches also. If any student say if you any student express their points of any state like Kerala, so you give the batch of Kerala's states. If any student share their thought of Tamil Nadu, you give the Tamil Nadu batch on that class. So that type of game elements you add their lesson plan. So students are easily activated mode, easily activate, because we are know about the student highly active in the class only for 10 to 15 minutes. So how to engage student in the whole class? So that the method is used in your lesson plan, student I think easily engaged. And the third one is leaderboard. If you are on offline classes, you are created any creative leaderboard. In one side, all the name of the students, and on the other side, in column, all the activities you write down it, and then any student complete that activity, you give the point, you give the batch. If any student are not complete that point, you cross or cut the point, and then motivate that student who is not complete that activity to to complete anyhow to complete in homework mode or any other extra class, in other extra class, they complete that activity. So student every time highly engaged on that the lesson plan, and I think student highly interested to that teacher also. And the fourth one is narratives. Narratives is like a storytelling or quest transformation. You are, I think you all listen about Minecraft game. Minecraft game, students are easily used and play all the times. If Minecraft game we are using in social science mode, in mathematic mode or science mode, easily student are, I think student are easily think about that type of topics. Like if you Minecraft, if you teach the mathematics in the class and you will share the Minecraft picture in the class, and all the students are know that type of game. So the student think if if uh, i- how type of which type of level we complete and what type of gift we have. And here is some more rewards like point, progress, leaderboard, mystery box, social discoveries, time depend rewards, social pressures, social status, and XP points. In all that type of rewards we are using in online mode. And types of reward, what which type of reward we get the student to after completing that activity. First of all, activity award, social award, graphic award, tangible award, and token award. I want to say, if students uh, are noise in the class, so you are give the task. If you are silent all the class and highly engaged the class, we get the active reward point. If you are behave decently with the class, with the teachers and with the elder and younger, so we give the social reward points. So if a student think about that type of reward, student and do not any miscellaneous things. Here the screen, like belt, point, and prize. If any student get the 25 point, we give the prize of fun pencil. If a student get 50 points, we get the choose the brain break. If a student get the 75 point, the teacher give the computer time. That means a student give the 20 or 30 minutes to go the computer and enjoy any game or any activity on that computer. And if a student get 100 point, then sit with a friend in the lunchroom. They see that type of prize. This type of prize, student every time highly engaged, every time. Okay, and other side is also 125, 150, 175, and 200 and 225. So all type of prize are related to the student, and the student also want to do all that type of thing. That so if you use that type of prize, student student is activated. But if you if you so if you complete student are completed any activity, or you give a one pen or one pencil or other type, the student are not I think one or two times student are engaged, but after few times student are not engaged, because pencil is not need for pencil or pen, always not need for a student. The student want every time new type of prize, every time. So you want to highly activate your lesson plan, so you add various types of prize in the classroom. In offline mode, you share all the various type of batches, like all here the belt. You also add some type of avatar also in online mode to student engaged. how to gamify our lesson plan or in a practical mode. So first of all, if we are teaching about science subject, so we are using a science quest, transfer a unit on an ecosystem into an exploratory quest, where students earn point or identify the species. We show the species, and if a student are answer that species, if student give the point. And when we are decided some role for the student, student are complete that role, so we also get the point. We are in social science field, we are create a game like a timeline challenges. We show the different time types of timeline, like Maurya dynasty have different timeline scenario, and Gupta dynasty had different timeline scenario, and Indian democracy have different lines in timeline scenario. So we show all the timelines in the class, and after the showing the timeline, we ask the student, if you know that timeline, if you know that the task, complete the task and answer the questions. If student are knowing the timeline or the task, student is answer that question. But if they don't know, so the student want to know and answer that the question. So that time of you have to engage the student with your all the materials, like if you share the PPT of democracy and you uh, give the some bullets points, give when our when our country is democrated, and how many member in the constitution making, and how much money is spending the making the constitution. All that type of key points the student learn easily. But if you share any task like that, the problem is this: which type of rights you are using in that type of situation, solution. So students are always thinking about that uh, problem, and then want to for solutions. That the things. And if we are a maths teacher, we are using lots of mystery batches. We are using fishball type of game. We are using formula making game. We are using a chart paper poster competition. Also in the mathematics, we are creating some circles and some special type of buildings, and after that the create the poster. Student share their thought, where the rectangle have, where the triangle have, where the circle have in that the poster. This type of game, when we use in the class, student highly activated. And how to assessment and evaluate the gamification. First of all, quizzes. If we are in the online mode, we are use any type of tools like quizzes. Quizzes is a turn of quizzes into game like challenges with the time limits. Quizzes have some time limits like 15 minutes, 18 minutes, or 30 minutes. And if you complete if you answer that question in within 13 seconds, you get the points. If you are not answer on given times, then you lost the point, or you unable to answer that the question. Like project based learning with rubrics. You if you teach in the class, you also mark at which type of learning skills students have, and which type of learning skills enhance after using that type of learning in the class. And last but not the least, peer review as a collaborative game. We know that all of the students are not engaged in that class every time. So we are using collaborative games like we are creating 4 to 5 groups in a small mode and give a task every student. And after the student complete the task, we are sharing about if any student not engaged in the class, we are not get the we are they are not get the point. So student think about the point. So student in the end student are engaged in that activity. Popular gamification tools for educators. One is Classcraft. Classcraft is the uh, umbrella of gamification because here is so many games like lesson, how to create a lesson plans, how to create any quiz, how to create a slides for slides, gaming slides, and how to create a any picture. So if you want to create any gamified lesson plan, so you go through the class craft. And the second one is quizzes. And the second one is quizzes. Quizzes is a like a quiz game. If you enter all your question in that platform, the platform is created highly motivated quiz where is various types of uh, MCQ types questions, and after the completing that answers, the student give the points or give the level also. And Kahoot is very famous game, interactive quiz or survey, which is fostering the friendly competitions and active participations. And some case studies on gamified classrooms. Mr. John's fifth grade student teachers transform her classroom into an interactive learning adventures using Classcraft. The students earn points for the completing assignments, participate in class discussions, helping their peers. The class collaborated on a quest, unlocked new abilities, and faced challenges together. As a result, students engaged, soared, and the test score improved significantly. It's also the students are skilled more in learning. I mean, some challenges, potential challenges and concern. If you know the behaviorism thoughts, or if you know the Skinner's and Pavlov theory, you know, or if we all the time give the student reward, the student is greedy. But if you see the student is always greedy about the lesson. If teachers write down and all the answers students are write down on the notebook, and notebook is open on the exam time, so the student is not engaged all the time with the lesson. So if you use that type of game, I think student engaged all that type of scenario. That's why we are used. And competition and equity, the main problem is this: if the class is below average or average, the equity and competition issues also concern. Because if you create any supportive and inclusive environment where all students feel valued and empowered, focus on individual progress and collaborative achievement rather than the solely on the competitive rankings. If and you think if any student are below average, and they are engaged with the all the activities, but they not get the points. So the students some stress about the points and some tension about the point, and hope so they are forget it, they are not engaged again on that type of activity. But if you are a good teacher, you who go through that the student and is highly motivate that student to complete that task, or you give more extra points to complete that task. Best practices for effective gamifications align with the learning objective. First of all, if we are using any game, we have a valid purpose. We have a valid point to how, why we are use that game in that type of learning objective, and how we use and what the class need. The second is design, engaging and experience. First of all, design. If you are if you are design first game and you want to all the student are highly engaged that game, it is not possible, because that the process, that the pattern is new for you and also the new for student. So sometimes student or teacher also think about why we are not create that type of game where the student are engaged. If it's time taking process, if you use after 3 to 4 class and more than 2 or 3 months, then you are expert of that type of game elements and game gamifications. So you are like, you are experienced, and then you are easily design that game and engage that student. The third one is provide meaningful feedback. On that current scenario, most of the teachers are not thinking about what the feedback or then on that the class. But mm, in that type of teaching, in that type of learning, you are provide meaningful feedbacks. Successful gamification begins with a clear understanding of the learning objectives. If you want to successful in your gamification mode of teaching, you are highly understand about the learning objectives. What is your objectives and how to implement that type of objective in the classroom. If the game mechanism and elements should be directly aligned with the desired learning outcomes, reinforcing key concept and skills. The gamified experience should be inherent, engaging, and enjoyable for a student. Okay. And the question and answer session.